Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Good Show. Yes, it's an internet talk show where we break down esports news just like the internet, brutally, honestly, and without any female interaction. So it's just lots of dudes talking about stuff. I'll say. I'm joined by Semmler. How's it going, Sam?
Going well, man.
Yeah,
As usual.
you good?
Yeah.
Yeah. I had a nap, and it's just I don't know what it did to me.
We were wondering what happened here.
It was like 6 o'clock. I'm like 2 hours. I'm tired, and I just had weird dreams. I'm Mike.
Good day.
Yeah, my dreams are really weird.
Dude, I was
lots of death
dude,
and killing.
Trance, what is the shot? Trance is like, he made the shot so good, and look at the shot. Oh my god, you're so fucking bad, Trance. Anyway.
It's your fault, Mike.
This shot is fucking terrible, Trance. Off to a good start.
Yeah. I had some weird dreams. Lots of.
I was
killing
having
and
a
death.
really good dream,
Yeah.
then Apollo woke me up and wouldn't let me sleep, so...
No, this morning.
Yeah.
Things were just dying and getting killed in my dreams. It was really messed up. You were in it actually.
Did he survive?
No. That's a shame.
Hey, Hellspawn.
James, how are you? Not so good.
Yeah.
I'm
good?
tired.
Yeah, you tired?
Yeah.
You can have a nap in my bed if you want. It's really nice.
Oh, I would love that.
No sheets or anything, but, you know.
Only James, that's all I need.
It's a den. You sleep under dirty laundry.
All is good.
Yeah,
I've been
so
away for so long now, and I felt kind of bad, and show was bad, and then was good, and then I'm back, and it's I miss the guys here in the show.
Okay, cool. Well, we're happy to have you back, Hellspawn, and of course we're going to be going into general news first. So we're going to be bringing in Apollo a little bit later for some Starcraft 2, and then Bruno in for some Dota 2. Also, Mini is turned up at the house, and he's joining the
Yay.
team to train. You said hi to him a little bit earlier.
But it's so fun actually with those guys because I met them at some events like in Gamescom. I remember we talked quite a lot because I covered the WCG tournament, I think, or SEE. So it's kind of funny to meet them again because like those are the guys that I know almost the most in Dota. So it's nice to see them. I like them.
They're cool cats.
They're
Cool
cute.
cats.
Yeah, I know him really
Especially
well.
Mini.
I watch him shower.
Nothing awkward
Lol.
about that.
Sing's constantly walking around topless. He was streaming with just like
Yeah.
the old Asian guy with his like buttons undone. It was weird. Anyway, right, let's get into the news. So general news first. Lots of stuff's been happening in esports. It's all a bit crazy. We've had lots of just conversations about it off camera, so we're now going to talk about it on camera with you guys. The first piece of news is that Blizzard purchases IGN, ProLeague technology and assets. Oh, look at this. This is like the thing that I asked for. That's good, isn't it? Does it highlight one of them? What does it do?
Why were all those like StarCraft topics that we're not going to be covering this segment?
Like, how do you highlight this one over here, Grant? Highlight it.
You want me to highlight it?
Yeah.
Give it a second.
Alright.
All right.
You realize those are all the wrong topics, Trance.
Yeah, we're a little bit deep in there. You have to go
Yeah,
back.
we're doing general news, Grant.
It looks
There we go.
Yeah, there you go. Right, boom. Take it down, Grant. We're done. Brilliant.
James. You're so smart.
Huh?
You're so smart. They made it, and it looks fantastic.
Oh, you saw the show where I was like...
Yeah. And then you wanted it in the middle first. Like, okay, here comes the topics. And
Yeah, but people were going to be like...
like after in the middle of the show, like no, I want it like
It's pretty much...
awesome.
It's pretty much how we work. Well done, McCormick, and also FX for working on that. All right, then, yeah. So Blizzard purchased IGN, ProLeague technology and assets. Basically, I think Mike's read the most into this, but IGN, as we all know, don't exist. Like, you know, IPL doesn't
IPL,
exist
yeah.
anymore. And they had like 23 employees or something.
Well, 23 employees that are going to Blizzard, but
Yeah,
I think a lot of other people were actually let go. It's actually kind of interesting because you see like all these people celebrating their jobs on Blizzard when like a bunch of people did get let go.
Didn't make the cut, yeah.
Kind of sucks for them.
I mean, I thought that no one would buy IPL or the IPL assets, but I think that it makes sense that Blizzard does it in some regard compared to everybody else. Although in some way, okay, we give this contract to MLG, IPL goes down because of that, and then okay, we take all the equipment and stuff.
Yeah,
It's
but
kind of
it's
funny
like,
though.
what equipment? It's like, what, 7 TriCasters?
Yeah, I heard
No,
like
but the
6
thing is actually that they
TriCasters
had
and-
quite a lot of equipment, and like less than 1 month before shutting down, actually they purchased a lot of stuff. So there are a lot of expensive equipment they had.
Yeah. It's, to me...
Well, I think like because they were. I don't think Gome TV was going to be at IPL 6, so their plan was to do as good production as that. So they were buying a lot of equipment.
So what are Blizzard wanting with this equipment? Are they going to be like, hey, MLG, or are they going to be doing
No,
something new?
No,
Because Cat's Pajamas, or sorry, Kevin Knock is saying, I'm going to be casting a lot of Starcraft too, and I doubt he's
Okay.
going to be doing stuff on the MLG
That's what
stream.
confused me because when I saw this, I was like, MLG's got the contract. They're basically going to be doing all of it. Like everyone on Reddit, Team Liquid were like, oh, so this is for WCS, blah blah. But like, I think it's for Hearthstone and for Blizzard All Stars down the line to make YouTube videos so people keep buying new cards and all that. This free to play stuff, right?
Yeah, it's like, when Riot do those weekly updates
Yeah, here's
and
the new
stuff,
champion.
Blizzard's going to have him, and
Yeah.
Kevin Knock's going to be the alternative to that girl.
To the chick, whatever.
Yeah, to the chick. So Kevin Knock's going to be all seductive, be like, check out our new hero for Dota All Stars.
I think they opened up a San Francisco
office,
yeah.
office, which to me was kind of okay. Why not put it all together so it gets more like Blizzard-ish of the staff, I would say. Maybe this would be in a different way, maybe more open and more connected to the community. I don't know. And maybe that's also good. I think Blizzard is moving overall in that direction.
Yeah, someone from Blizzard actually tweeted at me once. It was amazing. I had to see. This is really funny right now because Trance is like miming stuff to
Give
Mike.
me the fucking microphone, man. Holy Christ.
Give me the fucking microphone.
don't yell at me.
I'm pointing and just like, what?
Well, he doesn't know. You might want the lamp.
I thought you wanted me to like move the lamp,
I want
man.
a microphone because Hellspawn took mine. Because I want to talk. So people
Oh
can
no, I don't want to hear from you.
Come on.
I took your microphone.
No, I gave it to you.
He gave it to me,
He's
but
part
I
of the
took
show,
it.
Trance. You're just the producer, okay?
Yes.
Who was supposed to be part of the show initially until
But
he
get ready
revoked
for a riveting
that, right?
opinion from Trance,
No.
everybody.
But overall, I think that my view of it was that maybe IPL hired a lot of people very fast, rapidly, and people haven't worked within the industry before. Maybe that was a weakness of it. Now Blizzard sets up a new, like a division or a new part,
Yeah,
and they hire a lot of people into it. So I can see, of course, that's common with big companies. If you're gonna go for a new project or a new kind of thing, you need to hire a lot of people to make it happen. But it would be interesting to see what it comes out, and it feels a little bit strange if they're gonna cover W. I agree with Mike that I think they're gonna be more general stuff for
Yeah.
Blizzard all over the place.
Apparently, the 23 employees we focus more on content creation.
Yeah, but what like WCS is content.
Yeah.
So I mean, to me, but the one thing relating to WCS maybe I could see is if they're creating like a website, an online hub, whatever about all 3 WCS leagues. And then they're doing some content,
Maybe
recapping
like
statistics,
and also
whatever stuff
like
to-
at least interviews of the players and storylines potentially.
Yeah,
I saw Affentod hiring one writer for ESL to cover the WCS. In America, they don't have so much trust in MLG, so they buy a whole company.
Yeah, but this company, I mean, in all fairness, right? IPL talent pool wasn't particularly amazing. And at the same time, I know this might be in other news, we'll go on to IPL in a moment, but just to mention that IPL were the company that ran Shootmania's $100,000 tournament that got roughly 500 to 600 concurrent
I'm
viewers.
sorry, it peaked at 1,000 something.
Oh, did
yeah,
it peak at
I
1,000?
saw,
It peaked
I
at
saw
1K.
1,300 on the Shootmania final stream at one point.
On the
but-
finals. Whew.
Yeah,
That's
I
like a
mean-
double the amount of the rest of the tournament. But the whole point is like IPL would you say that they failed their job of getting exposure?
eyeballs on Shootmania.
Yeah.
No. Well, I see
I mean,
it
the
as
thing
them
is the
failing.
game that bad? That's the question.
What's that?
Is Shootmania that bad?
Well,
that
this is actually the next topic we're going to go into. But
Quake had 3,500 on their $500 weekend cup.
Yeah, the Face It Cup.
Yeah.
So
whereas a Face It season finals though, but they
But just to add on the IPL and Blizzard thing, I think one good part is that they have worked for IGN, who are very close with developer and publishers. So I think that maybe compared to another esport company, they are maybe more set in the mindset to work for a publisher, which I think is good. And yeah, I also laughed that after they announced everything, they still broadcast Shootmania, which is a video game. It was kind of funny.
Yeah, but I really don't know what Blizzard are doing, and I said it like on that show or the show before that I don't have much faith in Blizzard when it comes to the design and kind of implementation and execution of esport activities. You know, it's like they have a vague idea, obviously, because they've been around it for a long time, but when they actually come to try and put something together, it's not as good as if you just let some community members, you know, when some of the top companies do it, and IGN isn't one of those companies. I mean, if you look at how they did their content, it was like they just constantly rebroadcast the concepts of the shows were getting pretty shitty. And also in the company now, the esports side of the company, they've got like League of Legends commentators.
I don't think they made the switch.
No, they did.
They did.
Multiple people. I mean,
They
people
picked up all
from the
commentators.
Shootmania pod, the League of Legends commentators, like they were posting on like the League of Legends subreddit, like,
Hey guys,
basically,
sorry, I'm now
bye.
working for Blizzard. And it's like, so how
like,
does
I
this
love the
come
League of
about?
Legends community, but bye.
Like, who says you need that guy? You know, is this like a Dota All-Star
Well,
thing?
it seems like, well, that's one
That's-
initial
yeah.
thought. Like, yes, this is very much related to that, because if you understand MOBA, you understand MOBA. But also, I mean, it sounds like David Ting just kind of, they were
Same.
like, hey, David Ting, make a content thing and take who you want with it. Because it's like, I don't know, Slasher was wording it as like his choice of people.
Okay, so
Do we know if all of them go into like the same place within Blizzard? Like, would David Ting still work with like?
I think they're
The-
setting
I-
up the office, as we know, in San
Okay.
Francisco, but I'm assuming they're going to be there for esports in San Francisco.
I was surprised with David Ting. The rest I could like understand, but David Ting, just because he's been with IGN for so long time, I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like his past experience with IGN is just as valuable, if not maybe more
Yeah,
valuable than what
I-
he did with
yeah.
IPL.
I think
Exactly.
David Ting was one of the best hires they could maybe get. He's very Blizzard-esque fitting, you know.
Key part of the
Like,
deal.
He's certainly a big
Yeah.
part of why they were able to set up a San Francisco office in the first place. You know, he's going to be at the head of it. He's already experienced managing a company. It was the perfect opportunity for Blizzard to jump into this sort of sector, the new media
but like,
sector.
Yeah, but then we also have to ask to do what?
Exactly. Well, that's the thing.
and,
But
like-
it's kind of like
A lot of people
It's
have come
nothing but
out,
speculation
I'm
for
like,
now.
I'm like a e-sport associate, whatever. And then there's a lot of people who are like, I'm online content creator management. So it seems like there's kind of two directions with this thing and some
I
overlap.
have a question for you guys, since you probably know more about it. Has it ever been confirmed anywhere that MLG are doing the online part of the WCS
Yes.
NA?
Well,
Yeah,
Is it MLG?
like-
Why
yeah,
announce that you work
Exactly.
with one
But
partner if you're gonna work with two?
Because
yeah.
then buying this thing out, is it literally just assets? and
I
stuff
really
that
don't
is
think
gone,
it
or
has
Because
really
if you just-
anything to
I
do with
don't think it-
WCS
yeah,
aside
same.
from maybe some online coverage hub
what? But it was
thingamajigger.
quite a big buy just to have that kind of thing.
Yeah, no, I just feel like, to me, when I look at this, it's
They're-
more
they're-
about pumping out content for these free-to-play games that are gold mines, right?
So
Like,
anybody want to take guesses on a rough ballpark price? Come on, I'm
Free?
gonna go through.
I think it's
They
kind of
paying their
advanced. I mean,
wages?
it could be into that Blizzard just bought a lot of space on IGN and, you know, big long contracts, exclusivities that
Give me a ballpark
IGN can have.
estimate,
It's
your guess.
impossible to say.
Mike?
I remember someone, I can't remember who now, told me like 600K is what they were like fishing around with. I mean, you think about what are they buying? They're taking over like employment contracts, and
Lots
then
of hardware
they're
equipment.
getting a
very
bunch
expensive
of
one.
hardware that
very expensive
you know,
hardware.
TriCaster between $5,000 and $20,000 to $30,000 a pop. So
So 600K.
no. That's I bet they paid less than that. Like 400 is I don't know. It doesn't matter. Like
Yeah.
who knows?
Yeah, but I just don't. I can't see what the end goal is for Blizzard. I'd be interested to see what happens. And again, I'll be able to point at it and go, that was silly, when it eventually does.
Also, what if they split the money and put half into MLG and half into ESL on top of what they put in already? Maybe they could have got it better. Because I see also running WCS would be that when you release a new game, you can use that platform
Yeah.
from day one, saying, okay, this going big in esports, there will be tournaments in WCS, teams start hiring, players start practicing, this getting big from day one of release. And in that time, in that frame, I think it's even stranger with this IPL part.
One other. Are you Jesus
Yeah, no,
about
go on.
IPL? Go ahead.
Yeah, no. What were you going to say?
Well, I was kind of going to go talk about IGN instead of IPL. So,
Okay.
do you have stuff to say about IPL?
No, I'm done.
Okay.
It's
Because
a
the other
silly
thing
place.
is, when this whole thing was kind of, when they said they were putting IPL on sale, they said IGN was going to become esports coverage and blah 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 blah, and that was mentioned again on IGN's website. I don't know. Slasher said he was going to like paste some quotes from his interview.
He's got an interview with the co-founder
yeah,
of IGN.
of IGN.
That's coming
did,
up.
did he say anything? Because he pasted me one thing that was like, basically kind of implying that esports is all just going to be owned by developers,
Jesus.
and so an independent company running a league is pointless, and yada yada yada. And I don't know if IGN is going to try and start competing with GameSpot in esports coverage. It seems like the esports coverage isn't like it's good from GameSpot, but it's like, is this really affecting their business in a meaningful way?
It looks like Flash has written.
He just hit me with a wall of text.
Yeah,
I was
so
expecting an excerpt.
Go read it, Sam.
It would be really
Give us
funny
a
if GameSpot has exclusivity with MLG and Twitch, and IGN has an exclusivity with Blizzard, who has partnership with MLG and Twitch TV, because then we have a fucking clusterfuck.
But I mean, that kind of defeats the purpose. That whole kind of like, it's like, what's the point of coverage if you're all in bed? But I mean, they said they want to create partnerships with esport organizations to
Well, one thing
cover
that
them.
you could say is that he's specifying that IPL we're more closely linked to a events business rather than an actual esports hub, and that they are going to continue with the esports hub, and they just don't see the reason why they would be an events business right now. Like, they don't need to continue pursuing that.
I don't really think they were an esports hub though. Like,
I think
it was funny because every now and then IPL would be like, yeah, let's start having writers and put written content on our website, and I think for a while they were paying like $10 an article and would put up content for 2 months, and then they're kind of like, no one's really reading
People
this.
hate this
All
shit.
right. And then they stop. So, yeah.
Jesus, man.
Okay.
All right, whatever. Point being, you can get a more concise idea of the interview over at GameSpot.
I could also see, even though if they wouldn't go all into content, but more going into esport part of Blizzard, I think that's awesome. I mean, Blizzard with the WCS and putting even more efforts into esports, but maybe could have been good to acquire the people before WCS was out.
yeah, and
Could have been.
maybe if you hired competent people, you wouldn't need to hire just 23 and hope you get lucky.
Labor, man, labor.
It's interesting.
I mean, like, what the fuck are half those people going to be doing if they just work on esports? Jesus Christ. Anyway, so Blizzard attempts to look serious by hiring a fantastic company. I'm sure this will work out great for everybody.
I like
Congratulations on your new jobs.
I like that Kevin Knox bought a BMW the first thing he did.
What?
What?
Yeah,
Did he?
I think I saw a picture on
I thought he had been
Twitter or
there for a
something.
long time. I remember you.
I don't. Maybe it's not related, but it was still kind of funny.
Oh, God. I fucking hate this industry. It's full of retards. Anyway, well done, Blizzard.
Thanks, James.
No, not you. It's just like this shit. It's like I've got so much shit in this show where I just think, like, how stupid are people? Like, Anyway, so Blizzard's long-term plans, we don't know. With IPL, we'll see how that works. And I'm sure we'll be wowed. All right, then. So in other news, the same company, IPL, ran a Shootmania Launch Event with a prize pool of $100,000, aptly kind of held at a comedy club.
The Cobb Comedy.
Yeah. It was this event was actually held at a comedy club with the perfect place to host a Shootmania
I would have
launch event. Yeah, it would. It's
They had
like
an open bar.
This is the best like comedy parody of an FPS game ever.
I laugh at your tweet. That was hilarious.
and yeah, it flopped. Basically, it averaged around 500 to 600 concurrent viewers. It went up to 1.5 peak, obviously towards the finals. I believe that Fnatic, is that
Fnatic
right?
won, I believe, yeah.
With Strengths in the team. Actually took home, I think it was $30,000, so $10,000 per player. Cause it's
Who
3v3.
played more than Strengths?
Huh?
Who more? I didn't follow. I saw one game and I think Shootmania can be fun to watch at some points. Like I don't get ultra bored, but I didn't really force it.
Doesn't get ultra bored.
I don't get what makes a good esports viewing experience. Well, I don't get ultra bored.
But I have got excited and screamed when I saw games, but like there are better FPS games. Like Black Ops 2, I think are much more intense, and I scream a lot more when watching that than Shootmania for sure.
So we can judge how good an esport game is. You're going to be like a focus group, Hellspawn. I'm going to be like, look, right? You want to make a good esport game? Get this guy. Just count the level of screams, the frequency.
It's like you sit down, you see a new game, or like you haven't followed this esport in particular, and you get into it. You watch like 5 minutes, and if you're excited after 5 minutes because of the production, the teams, the commentators, the actual game itself, and you like stand up and scream because you think like this is fucking good. Yeah, that's a good game, and I have got those moments in Shootmania.
Okay. Yeah, but anyway, I don't know what we really need to say about this.
It seems kind of... So the game is officially out now, right?
Yeah, it's been on Steam.
It's like usually for
like
like...
for a little while.
Like, I'm not an expert, but like with a launch event, like, don't they like get a bunch of media, like GameSpot and whoever else there, and it's like a big thing when a game comes out?
$100,000,
Like,
go to a comedy club, send out invites, everyone thinks it's a joke, and don't show up.
I think that their main problem has been that it's been in beta for so long. So like I thought it was like launched, and what's the difference, and what does it mean? You know, they'd thrown these $100,000 tournaments before. It didn't build up into something, into a release.
well,
I can say maybe Dota has kind of the same problem.
Dota has at least... Or Dota has...
Apparently
the
the game launches tomorrow.
Oh, so it's not even the launch. Okay, that's interesting. But like Dota has the players. It's like because they were. I don't think anyone was excited to tune in and like check out Shootmania because it's like IPL was like doing these like weekly broadcasts that always had like 60 to 100 viewers and like.
I watched some of those.
Yeah, but it's like everyone's seen it. It wasn't like new. It was just like just more of this, but a bunch of money and.
You mentioned something though, tuning in or like being able to tune into the show. The one thing that I found interesting is the fact that they weren't featured on the front page. We had 4 COD streams. Well, at the beginning of the event, when I was looking for it in the first place, I had to go down into the channels because I had to go and look for the game itself. They were hosted. This was after like several refreshes, man, and I still wasn't getting it.
Several refreshes. Sounds like someone at Twitch TV maybe has a grudge against Shootmania. Trance, is it you?
Nice try, Adebisi. Fucking love Shootmania, man. What
Dude, like, even if I'm flaming Shootmania, this is the best fucking exposure it gets on this show. It's like, what's our viewership right now, Trent?
4,000 something.
Yeah, 4,000 something. If we just show us some gameplay now, we've been more successful than IPL.
Put the game on, we'll go to Nadio and be like, check it out.
100K.
More people watching your game.
Anyway, yeah, so to me, it's a failed product done by a French company. So you didn't really expect them to succeed anyway, but it's nice that they tried.
To be honest, I was really excited about Shootmania at the first time I heard about it. Like, in the way that they just give like a platform of a FPS game, and the community would like build weapons, build maps, build everything around it like they did more or less in Trackmania. I was like, okay, this can eventually turn into something good. However, I still think that game balance,
1v3,
weapon balance, and maps balance are the 2 things that sets a game almost the most important, like the 2 most important parts of a FPS game. So, yeah, didn't turn out like that. I don't see the community coming like, let's do a shit ton of guns now. Like, are there even more guns in this game, or is it just like rockets and raid?
They fire it from their arm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
but I know what you mean. But anyway,
that was not the idea from the beginning.
Maybe we're checking with Shootmania after a year and see if the community have fixed their game.
Well, it's going to be interesting what happens because they've launched it and now IPL's dead, so they're not doing these little dinky little tournaments for people to play in. So who knows what will happen to it?
But yeah,
although there's like Go for Shootmania things with ESL now. So
anyway,
people can still play it,
$100,000, well done, Strengths. He won 10,000 worth of it. That's
It's not
1,000 Zotacs. Good job, Strengths.
true.
That's how he measures currency. Let's move on. All right, then. So Dreamhack announces official tournament and new esports area. Wish I read this before.
Tell us more, Hellspawn.
All right, I've got the webpage up. Official tournaments and new esports area. Is this for your...
this is for summer.
Okay. Hellspawn, you might as well talk about this. You're in Dreamhack.
Yeah, sure. If you want me to do that, but
Yeah, do the PR
or do you
thing.
want? No, but you can do it. It's better. I can just maybe answer something.
Well, just basically tell me why is there a press like release? You know, it's just like you're announcing your official tournaments, and what's the new esports area? Like, what is that?
We're releasing some of the tournaments. I mean, this is not all of the tournaments, but I think it's important that people know what's coming up for Dreamhack Summit because a lot of teams want to go to tournaments. They want to know is in this particular game and a tournament coming up, and of course the fans too. So we released some of the games that we were already set that we will have.
Heroes of New Earth, League
Although
of Legends.
format and like how it's going to be run is not presented and not sponsors because that's tied in with the same. So we will release more information. It's just the Dreamhack Open and of course the Swedish Championship that are 100% set with everything.
Okay, all right.
And I think the major part is Dota. We have an increase in prize money, so that will be one of the major games.
where is it?
We're of course going on with Counter-Strike Go being a big tournament from the winter event. Street Fighter going to be there. League of Legends and Heroes of New Earth you will see more about. But I can say that's going to be really cool.
All right, and
Hellspawn.
what's the new esport area? Like, what are you-
So esports at Dreamhack over the past 3-4 years has moving around in different halls. So now we're going to the B hall, the new sector that was built for the winter event. So we're gonna have the good part is that it's easier to build a lot of stuff in that area, and we want esports to be more at the same place. It's like been spread out all over Dreamhack before, and it's like quite a big area. It's like walking between tournament area and the viewing area, or maybe a 10 to 15 minutes walk. So now it's more everything together.
All right, so go on then, Trans.
Hellspawn, is there a chance we're going to see potentially a small Quake tournament again? Dreamhack
Yeah, I would say that there is a potential of that for sure. I mean, everybody at Dreamhack just love Quake. I was born with Quake. Ponderosa was born with Quake. Everybody just love that kind of esports and the one-on-one FPS.
Maybe more importantly, are we going to see a Shootmania tournament there?
I think that's also possible, for sure.
Speak team, James.
But this is what has
commentate
been
with
released
me?
and what we will
Dignitas
go
will be
for.
happy.
And as always, I mean, there is so much going on at Dreamhack. It's almost hard for us or at employees to keep track. So, of course, a lot of content will be added in the esport part because that's what we talk about now.
Is there going to be World of Tanks?
I think that's also a good possibility.
All right,
Okay,
'cause
Hellspawn, which game is not going to be a Dreamhack Summer this year?
I'm not going to
We
be
should
there.
ask- That's what we should ask.
I think Tetranet has a good possibility. I think Angry Birds has it too. Let's see what couldn't be there. I don't think we're gonna run Quake World, Quake 2, Quake 3, Quake Live, Quake 4, Doom 3 combined in some parts. So not all of those games.
All right,
But I
brilliant.
could see a Quake World tournament to be honest. Going back to the roots.
Yeah, Quake World was popular there.
I watched a lot of Quake World this weekend. So.
I commentated Quake.
I watched that link you sent, the one with Fox and 04.
Yeah, from
So
ESWC,
sick.
the Quake 3 one.
Oh, it was amazing.
It's one of my
Dude.
favorites, to be honest.
Were
I was
you
on the
there?
edge of my
Were you
seat
there?
the whole time.
No, I watched everything more or less during the 2000, but I didn't go to events.
I was there for that. That was really fun. I couldn't remember if you were there, but either way,
I don't know if it was any kind of good answer, but it's just hard because I could say that so many times you think you have it, and then in the last second it happens or it doesn't happen. So it's very hard until it's announced. It's actually not 100% set. That's always how it rolls.
All right, so I just want to ask, in terms of say the Dota 2 tournament, let's say that maybe some of the same people were doing it last time, which was us and some like Toby, etc. If we're in the esport area, are we going to be near the players? Is that all the viewing areas in the esport area?
That's correct.
So you obviously know that then the big screen's going to have to be not viewable from where the players are, and
Of course, we have had those problems at some points, but I would say, though, that we have run so many of these events, so we should have a high possibility of avoiding that.
yeah, okay, good. Well, it's
If I
cool.
can say it
It's
like
cool
that.
That's
Yeah, I
going to
mean-
happen.
I think at Dreamhack Winter 2009, when we were in the new hall, we had a lot of we wanted everybody to see the Counter-Strike tournament because that was prime at that time, and then we added some feature stage, almost like they have at MLG, and then it was possible to look at one of those monitors if you were sitting in. There was some cheating, I think, against Fnatic or something like that. which was kind of hilarious at that point. However, yeah, because I think it was like
Don't
this,
even do
it was this
here.
Belgium
Cheating's
guy or
hilarious.
something like that, and he was like, "No, I didn't cheat," and then like, "Yeah, I cheated. So what?" And like he went on a rampage in the interview.
All right.
It was
So
hilarious.
let's move on. Okay, then. So apparently, the Good Show is now on YouTube.
General news.
Oh,
Yeah.
Really?
We got a YouTube channel.
no
What-
more Twitch VODs,
Well, no, we have Twitch VODs as well,
of course.
but we're also on YouTube. Fans, tell us about it. What do you want me to say?
Not much to say. Just people have been asking for it for a while, and we finally got the Good Show first on YouTube, right?
Yeah.
But we're gonna start porting more of our content. Also, the Dreamhack Invitational Dota 2 VODs, they are available on Dreamhack's channel. We also gonna put them on our channel, just to have a nice little collection of
It's still pretty plain
More monies.
looking.
Huh?
Still pretty plain looking.
Yes,
Yeah,
it's
there's
not
no
finished.
layout.
The
Well, it
design is
says
not
here,
finished.
it says
It's not
banner,
finished.
etc. Soons. Currently only Good Show. Rest of content will be there as well.
Part of me would love to just leave it with no layout, just leave it the default YouTube layout with no graphics whatsoever, and just be like,
Yeah, well,
Fuck it.
we're gonna be embedding the playlist on our site because that's
When are you releasing it? That Hey site.
It's already
The
out.
site
We
is
are
out.
weekly
The
on
site?
Spotify.
Yeah.
Jesus
I just
Christ.
saw the Hey.
Have you been living under a rock all
So
this
did
time?
everybody when we made the announcement.
What's the URL?
Take a wild guess.
thegoodstudio.com.
The Good Studio.
Yeah, and apparently the YouTube channel is Good Esports, by
GD
the way.
Esports,
GD Esports. Yeah, so we'll see what the YouTubers are going to say about us.
It's really pretty site you have, guys. I love it.
Yeah, and and then we're going to start wars with YouTube users if they don't like us. So we're going to be like, because they have to use their real names now, some of them. We're going to find them, because YouTube makes you have an option. Would you like to show your real name? Nah. Anyway, yeah, so there you go. The Good Show, etc. on YouTube. More to come from us there. So another thing that happened just recently was the Call of Duty Championship. It was $1 million in prize money. Apparently there was 100,000
Must have been
concurrent
more.
peaks.
I can't remember the peak I saw, but I think it was 125, 130K on Twitch. Then apparently it was embedded on a separate player on
That was not
Xbox
counting
Live.
Xbox. Yeah, the Xbox.
Okay,
Studio.
thanks for letting me
I-
finish their trance.
We don't have any exact numbers, but I think it was quite a lot there as well.
Like what? Like 500,000 people?
No, less. I can't give you an exact. I can just say less or more.
Can you give me a ballpark?
Yeah, okay.
Quarter
let's
million?
say- let's say under
Is that
close to 200K.
is that like thing on YouTube like, or that thing on Xbox? Like, is that served through Twitch, or like how does that shit work?
It's the whole SDK thingy that they've implemented recently.
So
in
it's
Call of
through
Duty.
Twitch. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I thought they like were working with YouTube in their game or
No,
something.
Twitch
So
is the
how many
first
people?
one.
How many people did you guesstimate watching through
Total.
SDK on?
200K, maybe a bit less. There's nothing
Whoa.
confirmed. There's nothing confirmed at this
Okay.
point in terms of numbers.
That's nice.
The concurrent you're talking about, or unique over the weekend?
Yeah.
Concurrent.
Yeah. confirmed.
Yeah, okay, right.
It had
So
millions
that
of
would
uniques,
make it
I'm
like a
sure.
300,000.
I mean, maybe
Spectator
because I've been
tournament.
working quite a lot, but I felt almost like the thing that ESL did almost had a little bit more hype. I didn't it's like, oh shit, this is happening now. I wasn't really prepared for it. I don't think that the buzz coming leading up to this tournament was as big as I expected. I watched some of it, and I felt though that the MLG production was better. Was my impression?
It was kind of funny at the very start of the whole thing. They had no audio for a good 15
Yeah.
minutes. So
Really?
yeah. it
But,
was-
but overall,
But they fixed it all, and then I found the production
Yeah.
very smooth. And I mean, they were running 5 streams, which in some ways kind of takes away from the whole thing in terms of like hype, when it's like you're kind of sitting there.
it
like,
was, so it was
switching
MLG
streams.
that did it, yeah?
No.
No.
They sent over like I think like Puckett was there
Yeah.
commentating, and
Alright, yeah,
maybe they
'cause
sent over some other people,
what
but
I
it
s-
was, I think it was more like the international
Yeah.
higher production people from television and.
I mean, because
real
what
life,
was
lots of
apparent
money.
was the production level in terms of like the jib cam and the layout of the arena and just how it was, and how it could have been was very plush. It was like, it looked really, really good. What it lacked on was obviously is like first time working with this talent maybe, because there were some times where the talent were throwing it to like information, and that information wasn't ready obviously backstage, and they even like they said stuff like on camera, it's like, oh, was that too soon, when the camera was off and but the mics were on, and then basically the jib cam man just had to do this for about 10 minutes until they went to something completely different, so it it was really. I still felt it was really good overall. I think if I was a Call of Duty fan, I would have loved like this.
I think
stream.
especially by the end, they had everything like that smoothed out really well.
But what was also interesting, the arena was actually closed off to like cameras and etc., which was something that maybe was provoked via the no filming at the venue. Something that was maybe provoked after the Call of Duty video released by Eurogamer from the ESL event. You know, when they did that video and we spoke about it, where they were just like, look at these Call of Duty gamers, and they're just like shouting and raging and calling each other names.
Yeah, but I still felt, of course, it's some problems with it. But like, I mean, sportsmen, I think they say the same on the soccer field or at the ice hockey rink, whatever.
Yeah.
But I felt also that the studio was really nice. It looked similar, not similar, but I got the feeling of like CPL World Tour Painkiller final,
Yes.
and also maybe CGS to some extent. Like, it looked really nice, but I don't know, was it that many in the crowd?
Well,
Looked kind of like few people.
It wasn't
because
open to the public, like, and I remember maybe
it was filled, of course. But
yeah, they had their little kind of bleacher setup area audience, but it wasn't big. It wasn't a ton of seating for what this was. But I remember seeing some tweets like people saying XP was way bigger and gave a more epic feel to the finals. And maybe you know about it, like XP was the
Yeah,
one
it was
last.
so big
It was
last-
the one last year, right?
Yeah.
With like a metric fuck ton of people or something at it. I don't know.
yeah, is
I have no
there
idea.
the Call of Duty con, you could say?
Okay.
yeah, I'm going to get you a picture of it up now. So, yeah, we can bring this up, Trance. So I think this is the one, maybe.
Control scroll. Big
Control and scroll.
guy. Yeah.
I'm not sure if this is. I hope this is from this year, but that's something that I kind of. I think it was actually not exactly like this, but it was kind of like a similar thing anyway. There was screens around with the scoreboards in terms of who's playing next and what's on.
Looks
and then
really nice.
On the team stuff, they had like lots of TVs for people behind to spectate. I don't even know if this is the one that I saw because I don't know. Can't recognize some of the branding around it. But I had a feeling that there were chandeliers there because I was waiting for a jib cam to twat one of them, but it didn't happen. And
I think
that
that's
was
it.
the only girl at the event. But she's actually. Oh wait, no, she's photoshopped. I have to scroll out to get her. There you go. That's the photoshopped. Never happened.
Slasher.
Oh, that might have been the girly host. Did you see her? She was like a YouTube star.
Yeah. I don't
Yeah.
know. Something like that.
No, I don't know. She was like a YouTube person. Like, yeah. And then she's played some Call of Duty, and then she
Sounds very familiar to tapes.
Go plays Call of Duty on YouTube. Come host our tournament.
Probably 1 million of those. But do you know who won? Was it NV or?
Yeah, I do know.
Farico.
who won.
Farico,
Yeah, it was.
All right.
Yeah. And it's 400,000 for winner. But do we know this? Is this every year? Are they doing it again?
I
Don't know.
think actually
Don't know.
they said something about doing it again. I don't want to say for certain, but yeah. I
Sounds like
mean, for me, yeah, the interesting thing is what happens in the future with Call of Duty, and I mean, Activision putting a lot of money into this. What will MLG look like? MLG had, I think, 30 peak on Call of Duty, maybe 35 or something.
I think it was
And
35,
this on the first day, I mean, they had 70, 80K on Twitch. Yeah, but it was only an Xbox. I think it was only an Xbox maybe for the finals. Or
I
not.
I wouldn't say I don't like that argument because that sounds so stupid. But it's like the international. They got so many people watching. They got so much prize money. Why run a Dota 2 tournament?
No,
And I
I'm
think
not
like
saying-
running a Dota 2 tournament for Dreamhack is kick-ass. Like
Yeah.
good numbers, good attraction. People like it. I mean, it's not like Navi coming there like we played this $1 million tournament. Why don't you have it the same here? So I just think like good for the community because I think that Black Ops is growing at this point. Like a lot of people say it's a new community with esports and like this trying to establish a lot. And people seems to be happy like at MLG and like it's a good feeling around it.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, I more meant if it's going to see a boost at Anaheim with MLG, and if it's going to keep going, or if it's going to kind of MLG's going to kind of maintain their
It would definitely be
audience, and
interesting
then
to see
the
if
big
Call of
ones will
Duty
get
can get up
bigger.
to that status that Halo was on, and then some.
Of course,
That's what's interesting. In terms of that's why we're talking about it and why we're watching it because it will affect certain companies like MLG, then might affect in the future
ESL.
IEM, ESL. In terms of this, could be more of a regular thing based off its success. Anyway, we wrapped up that one. Is that okay?
I just said I think MLG, which was it, Dallas. I think Black Ops was over expectations for MLG actually, and like Halo people going into the scene and everything like that. It was good buzz.
Okay, so we are going to go then out of general news to a break, and then when we come back, we'll be fitting in an Apollo onto the show where we'll start talking about Starcraft, some of the topics just to talk about what we're talking about in Starcraft. Obviously, we've got WCS in terms of region lock, also prize money, I think are going to be the big topics. So we've got lots to stay on it.
Yeah,
stay
and picked up Starcraft squads, so there's a bunch of interesting things.
So basically, see you after the break when we come back for Starcraft. All right, welcome back to the good show. We're going to be moving into StarCraft 2, so we've bought ourselves an Apollo. You look very boyish today.
I actually haven't had a haircut in a long time, and my mic's really good because I can't fit it on my ear, so I have to hold it. It's not quite as big as yours though. You've always been bigger.
I
than
think
me.
you gotta keep that a bit closer.
Yeah, is it loud enough?
Closer.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Okay.
You'll fix it while we.
Well, I'm here. I'm here. I made it.
Shown up.
Welcome, mate. Welcome.
I made it.
You did about as much as me, so I can't complain. All right then, so StarCraft 2, it's all a bit interesting in StarCraft 2 recently, with of course Blizzard's WCS tournament. Just if you guys haven't heard about it, I'd be surprised, but it's basically Blizzard are putting up like $1.6 million dollars. They're doing like an online league into offline continental finals, either America, Europe, and Asia, more Korea, yeah. And then there's going to be like 5 from each region playing like a
global season finals.
Global season
and
finals.
6 bonus from the
and
season
6
itself.
from the host one.
Yeah.
So basically, starting very soon, you're going to see ESL, MLG, and you've already now seen a bit of GOM start this off. And there's lots of information still coming out because it seemed to me like it was all a bit rushed. So we're going to be talking about, firstly, WCS region lock confusion. This is something, obviously, that we're going to throw over to Mike and Apollo. And what do you want to say on this topic? What is region lock confusion?
Well, I think it's been pretty clear to everyone in the community that no one really has an idea what's going on. That summarises it, but we'll go into more detail because no one does know because there was players.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you can read tweets from Huck, you could read tweets from Acer, you could read tweets from like more or less everybody in the Western scene. Like I think Western Wolves wasn't that happy with sort of going to Korea, and where he was, and like everybody was like confused. Can I go into Code A or not? Okay, I'm in Code S. Then can I go to this or not? Like, but I think everything is more or less solved now.
Yes.
I mean, Wax Angel posted again today saying, guys, we have an update. People in Korea, still very confused. So I posted on Team Liquid.
Yeah, so
Just
that's
point on that part. Like I don't think that Wax Angel, editor-in-chief for Team Liquid, he doesn't like WCS. Like all his tweets are like, fuck this part, fuck this part, fuck this part, and they're like, okay, the invites has not been released yet, so I cannot go to rest yet.
Anyway, no,
like,
let's just
let's talk about region.
Let's talk about region locking first, right? Because we've gone off on what people are saying, but what is the confusion? What is meant to be happening? And yeah,
I think that the main confusion was, so if you go to a Code A or Code S in Korea now for this season that already started, it's like 1 day after announcement, are you locked in for this whole year? Because that was what was said.
And do you get a swap?
Yeah, and then it was like Huck, for example. I cannot go to Code A because maybe I want to play in America or in Europe in the next coming seasons. So it was a lot of confusion for a long time, and I think that some people didn't sign up, and some people like we're going to sign up, and
Well, there's a lot.
So, I mean, do we even talk about what actually region locking means?
yes, that's the whole point. That's why I was.
What region
Well, no,
locking
but-
is that WCS, there's 3 leagues. I know you guys know, but I'm going to look at you as you don't know. There's 3 leagues, North America, Korea, and Europe, and there's always a question surrounding who can play in what. And there was never. It's still not really publicly answered. I mean,
anyone can play in anything, but what are the rules with sticking to that league?
Exactly.
Do they live there? Do they have to have residency? Can they play online to go in there? And it's all very.
I don't think there's confusion about that.
Well, the big
you can just play in
point that you need to bring up with this is that once you choose your region, you're locked there for the year. And you're not allowed to change out of it.
Yeah.
That's where all of this confusion is coming from, is that people don't want to be making the wrong choice based off of lack of information or misinformation or anything else.
And because you had to sign up for Code A and you had to play Code S before anything in Europe or in NA was announced. So you didn't you didn't even know the prize money, I think.
The only people that I see getting kind of messed up by this is people that are automatically already in Code S, right? Because surely they don't have an option because they have to play Code S.
They are already in Code S.
I mean, I guess they're already in Code S, but still.
But if you could instead of have Code S, have a direct invite to the Code S of North America, and then get your money a lot easier.
Or qualify.
So what the original announcement was that...
the
original announcement that was going to clarify that whole Korean situation was that they would be able to play through Code S, but after this season, and for this season only, they would be able to afterwards make a choice as to where they wanted to go. So they were going to play through Code S and then have a choice whether they wanted to go to Korea, North America, or Europe. Now, the confusion is coming from, I think, some tweets with Minchel, with MC, and Loranger. Earlier, Chris Huck. Loranger, you know, hey. Le Français. But it's like Huck and MC saying that now everybody after MC lost were like, well, now where is he going to go? Is he going to go to NA or EU? And then Huck came out and said, no, he's locked in. He can't play after that. He played his match and that's it.
Technically, he's in the Challenger League for Korea because that's where he's dropped to. Code A.
Exactly.
That's where.
But for season 2, he can change.
Yeah, for season 2. I mean, from when I was in Korea. Well, when I was in Korea and Mike and Itzik were talking about things, I'm pretty sure that they announced that there'd be circumstances where people will be able to change because it's such short notice. They said that then, that players can change between, they don't have to be locked in for the entire year this year.
Yeah, but that was announced today with a Q&A and with the schedule and everything.
Yeah, there was a QA on actually.
But it's just because it's such a rush thing. They can't expect people to stay where they are now because you can't say, all right, pick, you got 2 days to ship it, so get out.
So who's losing out? Like, in your opinion, who's getting hurt from this?
I think there are two parts of it. First part is Korean lose out. Like, for example, MC, he played Code S now, so he cannot play in Season 1 NA or EU. Maybe he wanted that, or SK wanted that. Other part is that Koreans can go to North America and to Europe, so I think they were top on Reddit yesterday, like all Korean flags on all of these Grand Slams or these regionals or whatever
and
it's
that's
called.
going to happen. I've heard some rumors that.
Yeah, no, I've heard that there's definitely going to. Well, I've heard that there potentially could be like maybe, I don't know, around 8 Koreans maybe in North America.
What's going to be interesting
I've heard that there could be anything from like 5 or something maybe interested in EU. So you only need 5 Koreans to go to
the Code A
regions.
qualifiers will be tomorrow, and so if we see people because MVP and Nesty, they're not in Code A right now, right?
No.
So if MVP and Nesty don't try and requalify for GSL,
they have plans.
Where are they going? We'll find out on the 12th for sure. But if any big name that doesn't try and qualify for Code A, that's where they're going. They're going to get a Code S seed in Europe or North America.
All of this I don't see as a problem, to be honest.
I think
I don't see it at all.
Really?
I see it's a huge problem.
I think
can I explain first, and then you can go with yours.
Right.
And number one is that the only problem at this point is that all of these, what is it called, Prime or what's it,
Premier and
Premier
Challenger.
All the Premier games should be played offline, like GSL has been. So if you are Korean, you want to play in the North American, you will have to move to that city where the studio is. Yeah. If you want to play in Europe, you have to move to Cologne because there where ESL is. Then I don't see any problem at all that a lot of people moving around, like SK Gaming, they most likely have a big budget from the German company, so they want exposure in Germany or in Europe. So why not move their superstar MC there? Same if you have like I don't know. Polt, maybe his CMS Storm contract is an American one. Good to give exposure in that market. LGIM, I'm 99% sure their sponsors are in Korea. So they want their superstars to be on OGN, where they can be now. So like MVP moving to America would be like the stupidest move ever for that team, I would say. So I think everything like this will point out at some point when everything is offline.
Okay, so
just before you jump on your rank, I just like add something to that. Just a quick spin on it. Let's say that these players, let's say they do choose to go somewhere, and let's say they do make it to the round of 16, which is meant to be played offline. What happens if they can't afford to go? How does that? How is there?
I mean,
restrictions?
I think MLG have also stated that anybody who qualifies for like round of 16, their flights will be paid from a US city to a US city.
That's what the ESFI article said.
But what about
Yeah,
the Koreans? What about an unknown Korean that signs up saying, "Hey, I'd like to give it a shot"?
Well, then he might be fucked.
Well, then the system's
if you get to the round of 16,
well, maybe that's what they're trying to stop.
Guaranteed, I think,
from happening.
like $800, so maybe you can get a one-way
Something like
ticket
that. It's
in
very
like
top
a
heavy.
cargo. Top heavy.
Yeah, but no,
I
I actually agree with you, Hellspawn. If the whole thing was offline, the region, like in terms of where you play, wouldn't have mattered, because then at least you'd be like, okay, he's on this soil for 2 months, whatever it is for the tournament. He's here to play. That's okay. But I also find it very odd that you've got 3 leagues essentially that I feel should be for North America, for Europe, and for Asia. And what they've really done is they've just been like, well, just playing which one.
3
you
leagues
want.
hosted in different places for everyone.
Yeah.
But what do you do with, like, for example, Violet, who's lived in America, moved to America, want to be in America, or Polt?
Well,
should he, like,
No, that's okay because they have residency.
Okay,
I mean,
it's a residency.
Yeah.
Oh,
I think, but that's
I
why I
agree
agree.
with that.
That's why I agree with you in the sense that okay, if it was all offline, but I do feel that like this first whole season and maybe in the first year was kind of, I don't know how it came about, but it didn't seem like Blizzard were really on top of their shit, or they've done it very quickly. And I'm sure that like the next year or later seasons, we're going to get more and more offline, depending on the growth. But unfortunately, with their prize breakdown, which we'll talk about later, I think they fucked so many of the competitors that no one's going to want to bother doing the offline stuff. So let's talk about the prize money because Trance is doing his little thing. So the prize money, I can actually bring it up here on ESFI. So you've got 100,000 per like premier season, and then additionally for the big kind of championships at the end of every season, you've got an extra 150,000. And if we actually just go down and look at the prize money, it's probably the stupidest thing I've ever seen in a prize distribution for a company that wants to kind of have growth across the players. So let's just look at this. First place, you've got $35,000. So that basically means that it's a 3-month competition. If you come first, you get over like $10,000 a month just for winning first place here in North America, in Europe, or in Korea. And then you go to an additional tournament where you have $150,000 to play for, right?
Between 16 players only.
Yeah, between 16 players only. And also the people that are going to win these competitions in terms of the NA, the Europe, they're going to be the players that have salaries and sponsors, and this money is just like, whoa, you're giving, that's a lot, right? Which is great, obviously, for that person. But the drop down is so steep to 15 to 8. And then let's say you got 5 Koreans over in ESL, or you've got 8 maybe in MLG, or whatever the number is going to be, because of how the region locking works. It basically means that potentially you could be the best European player and you're taking home $3,500, which means you're earning just over $1,000 a month from Blizzard's big tournament. And even if you come 32nd, look at that.
Yeah,
you get $300.
Scroll down.
You get $300.
$100 a month.
Laughable.
I might be stupid, but haven't this been the case for GSL? And I think that like the percentage numbers are not so wrong.
Yeah,
I think that the main problem is that if you come top 5, you go into this regional where you can fight for this 150,000, and like those two combined, maybe you're done for BlizzCon, which is another $200,000 or $250,000.
When you put it all together,
getting top 5 in the tournament gives you like everything.
Yeah, but the point.
GSL also, just to clear that up, top 32 is 1,415. I think it's 1,450. So that's 3 times as much. And the thing is, with the old GSL format, GSL's happened more often. How many were there last year?
I don't know.
So yeah, GSL are actually bumping up the prize money from their sponsors. Correct? Is that?
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure it's all the same.
I mean, I heard some rumors that it will, like, GSL prize money will be higher because they're. I mean, the thing is, I mean, this is something I heard, and to me it makes sense because right now, actually, it's a substantial decrease. Like, substantial. Like, instead of making that $1,400 for being Code S, you make $300, and you've got at least 2 less GSLs to compete at. Like,
Yeah, but
I mean, this is like the kind of a catastrophe I see for the Korean scene if they're not able to.
All right.
put
So
more
we'll,
money
we'll
into
see
that.
if it's rumored
They're
that
losing
GSL.
money with the league.
Yeah. Let's see if it's.
But then they go ship and win everyone else's.
Let's see if it's true if then GSL are going to up the prize money. It's something that's rumored. But looking at a European or North American player, okay? So go back to the prize money trans. Sorry. So basically, I think this is kind of out of the question most of the time. If you've got Koreans coming over, playing on LAN, playing offline, okay? And then this is ridiculous. It's all kind of a little bit ridiculous in the sense that you want North America and you want Europe to have a stronger player base, but what you need to do is like this should be $1,000.
Yeah.
I mean, I
seconds.
put that as 2,000.
Yeah, easy.
Yeah.
Like, I mean,
the
the
this
thing is,
needs-
you've got, like, this isn't, as you said before, this isn't the be-all, end-all. There's another 150K, and I
to
mean,
play for the
that's
people who
where
come top
I
5.
would put the top-heavy,
Yeah.
oh, shit, you won 50,000,
Yeah,
75,
35's a lot.
whatever.
And it's also the fact that no one's going to write press releases on, oh, this guy's playing for $35,000 first place. That doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It's $1.6 million tournament, right?
And 100 for the season,
and how you break
and
it
the
down is really
champion
important.
title.
But the point is like, if I was a StarCraft 2 pro and I'm pretty decent, I'm at college, you know, I'm playing, I'm doing well in terms of North America, and then I'm like, okay, I'm not as good as maybe some of the EG. Oh, I would be better, but I'm not. In this case, I'm not as good as some of the EG guys. And then I go to this tournament, and I know if I come 32nd, if I get top 32 in the region, and I beat out the other 32 that are in Code A, and I qualify up, I'm guaranteed $1,000 or $2,000 for 3 months.
Yeah, that's the thing.
That's a huge deal for me as a player who wants to be an up and comer because it justifies my time that I put into the game.
It's essentially
And
the
then,
baseline salary that you can have.
Yeah.
It's like I talked a lot of shit about Riot because you can't find the LCS prize money anywhere, but it's like all those players have a salary. So
Exactly.
they can just keep doing what they do. And this is effectively a salary
Yeah, it
for
is.
Premier
Yeah.
League players.
I mean, these players aren't getting paid from Blizzard. This is the only money they'll be taking from Blizzard in terms of when they, do their whole tournament.
Yeah.
Unlike Riot, as you mentioned, that pay, I think it's like 3,000 euros per player if they're in the LCS. But they really should have just made the price distribution a lot better in these qualifiers so people could justify putting in the time, making sure they qualify, making sure they take it seriously and upping their game across Europe and America. And then, of course, as we mentioned, the 150,000 tournament, that can be top heavy if you make top 5. But they've really fucked this up because I don't care if I come 32nd and take home $300.
The thing is, as
Make
well,
that at
is that
McDonald's.
what you're also missing if you're just looking at that 32 prize pool is that because of people coming to different continents now, is that the 32 players.
Yeah.
What? Oh, okay. So the 32 players is you got to think Code A qualifiers or the Challenger League. That's going to be very hard because let's say in Europe right now, what are you doing? 16 top players ish, 16, and then if you inflate that with all the Koreans as well.
Your poll is shit, by the way. You should have done a poll. Okay, first off, your poll should have been like, how do you feel about the prize distribution?
Anyway, to get back on point, the Challenger League.
What do you think, Mike? Good, bad, or
God
meh?
damn it! I'm trying to make a point.
All right, sorry, Sean.
Listen, please.
But the poll, it's in. Look,
It is in his face.
It's in
Ignore
my
it.
face. Look, Sean.
It is funny, isn't it?
All right, go on then, Sean. We're with you.
Sorry, I lost my mic. What I was saying is that 32 player pool is going to become a lot harder than it is and what you think it is on the surface because if Koreans are jumping ship to Europe and America, they're not going to come in small numbers. Like, okay, so, right, Hellspawn.
Small numbers.
I mean,
You are the coach of LGIM, right? Or you are coach of any pro team. You know that your B teamers in that team, or B teamers or low top players, can't get into Code S in Korea, but they can definitely get into North America and Europe. You just ship them off. If one of them brings back $35,000, he comes back as a hero.
especially
for the
right
team,
now,
and that's going to happen.
with it's like you go for the second group stage is going to be run over 4 days, and that's the start of the offline, and then the finals are like the weekend after. So you're sending someone to North America or Europe for 2 weeks, And so, I mean, not even just LGIM. You look at like the MVP B team.
Yeah.
You look at NS Hoso. You look at players that aren't even on teams.
And they're
that
just
are
as
like,
good as foreigners.
Yeah, but
easily.
I don't really agree. Like, how much do you think $35,000 are in prize money? Like, if you won the IPL,
Yeah.
how much prize money did you get? Didn't you get like 30K?
What?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yes.
instead of grinding out the tournament over a lot of weeks and then going to America with plane tickets and then playing maybe for 2 weeks, you have to live at hotel or whatever to win maybe 30K, instead of like going to a IPL, MLG or NASL or a Dreamhack or IEM where you can win it over a weekend. I don't agree on that part, and I think that WCS for especially North American but also for European players are really good, because this is extra money into their field where they actually can perform and win. And also, like, say 10 top Koreans
I don't
go...
think they can perform and win.
No, but
I
if
think
10 top Koreans go to the American and live in America to play in WCS North America, I think it's really good, because, I mean, that will excel the performance of the other players.
You're basically
they
saying
play
exactly
more
what...
on the regular level
They're
against
just
them.
saying what
they're just gonna
Morheim
get
and
demoralized
Itzik
and
said. You
crushed.
actually said exactly what they said. When I asked them about it, I was like, so...
I think
What
so.
do you feel about Koreans going and win your tournaments in America and Europe? And you said exactly the same. They said, almost you can quote it, is that they expect that the level of skill in these continents will just rise as one, because the standard is high that they'd have to play towards to be able to win this.
I also actually really believe that if like IM players come to North America and like 3 of them, you know, get an apartment, whatever, and living there, I think they're just gonna practice on
With each
Korea
other.
server with IM.
and train with each other.
Yeah, like
And then once every while, turn up and...
And the thing
spank
is, as
some
well, as long as they
Americans.
have contacts to the teams in Korea, they'll always be up to date with what's going on in the game, so they don't necessarily need to have that from the ladder.
But also,
I don't think that the possibility of once every third month winning 30K is enough for that. Isn't it supposed to be 4 seasons of a
Or
year?
they do nothing and sit in Korea cleaning floors and making rice for everyone because
Yeah,
they're
and to a team being on TV, rising the sponsorships of the team. I don't really believe it being that harsh. And still, I mean, there are a lot of Westerners like Stefanos, Nanivas, etc., who can win any kind of tournament.
Sure, the exceptions to the rule.
But I just feel that there's... Look at all these people that have come from nowhere that have won tournaments abroad already, right? That have almost... You can call Dreams a prime example that came over, won IM. Sniper won a tournament too. You know, all these players were relatively unknown until they won a tournament. There are a lot more players like that in Korea. There's a lot of them. And all the team needs to do is just send 1 or 2 of them. Just go. And if they will, and it's not even a question of if they will or they won't, they will get top 5. Top 5 is good enough because they then go ship the money from the main tournament.
You cannot cover the costs with the top 5, can you?
I think
Top
they'll take that
5
investment.
plus the extra 150 you have a crack at
yeah, I didn't
afterwards.
think about
I mean,
that.
But also, you got to remember that like, one of the good things that this is going to create for the players and the brands that Blizzard are doing well is it is going to create that storyline. It is going to create that kind of continuity between who's doing well, where you can like kind of put the players at, and it should up potentially the opportunities for teams and players to be able to get sponsored because you are playing now in an official kind of Blizzard season.
True.
So even if you're looking at the prize money not being worth it to go out to America, if the level of kind of money that comes into teams and players rises anyway, they will, you know, they won't look at just the prize money from the NA and EU stuff. You know, they're going to be looking at what does it mean to our brand to have someone in America, to have someone in Europe, what does it mean to our sponsors to have us here and here. So there's a lot to think about, really. And but I generally think that price distribution is very bad.
Yeah.
I think
I can agree. Yeah, of course, it's really bad.
I think that, you know, it's like, as I said before, I don't have much faith in some of Blizzard's decisions. I mean, the people in this room could have fixed that problem, or not problem, could have come up with a solution. Sorry, Blizzard, I know you don't have problems, you have solutions, but you need fucking a lot of solutions right now. So, yeah. No, but it's like, I guess, it's like, we're going to come in, it's like, yeah, just hire the IGN guys. They're fucking great, man. They're going to totally help out. It's like, what are you doing? Why are there so many retards?
Unrelated.
What about work permits? He said it's really hard to get them for Koreans in the US and the EU. And they might need them if they move. You know,
Yeah, potentially.
work.
Depends, like, Odie's a proper businessman and does things properly. You think some of the teams are going to do this properly? It's like you think when SK goes, when MC goes to Europe for tournaments, he gets like a work permit. How long can he be there for? Does he need to be there just for 90 days? You know, is he visiting Alex?
Yeah. Because I mean, that Korean going to that Season 1 North American qualifier, he might end up being in North America for like up to 6 months or even more, and then going for the next year if you're lucky in that part. I think this year might be more messy than next year because people will learn also.
Yeah. You have to hope next year's not going to be so messy. Otherwise, we're fucked.
I would say though, I really like that you can go for any region, but the problem is that it's not offline, so you're not forced to move there. You should have to go and live in that country or that region to be able to play it. That could be the downside of it.
But then if let's just make up a world where you had to actually go live there. How many movements would we see, if any, from the Korean scene? Because that's what the goal is, right?
We already saw Violet, Paul, Daisy.
Yeah, but that's for school. It's different.
No, Daisy,
Sage.
Yeah,
he
Sage
was in
went over
he
to
was
Poland.
In the win.
But that was just on a.
and also with the
visa.
global brands, like for example, I can see EG. They should have players in all 3 regions. I can see Complexity's Koreans before would make more sense now in the WCS North America and so on. So I think some of the Western team, this is the first time where it would make really sense to sign a Korean player and move him over.
Does anybody know where Quanta Kyona is living? Is he still in Korea?
He's in Korea.
I believe he will be playing in North America. I heard
Well, that's the thing. It's like
tweets
it's
were
an
very
American-based
heavily saying
team
that, but
with the Korean. You just mentioned that.
So let's wrap up the prize money then. All right. So I think we all agree that it could have been better.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we'll leave it at that. Let's just talk quickly about WCS and when it starts before we go into WCS Korea. So we can come onto the Blizzard site, which is actually pretty much confirmed from ESFI. These are the start dates. So Korea obviously kicked off. We got Europe going to be starting April the 14th. And then America starting April the 20th. So this is all coming up very fast, guys. So, I really urge you to watch this. Even though I think Blizzard have done so many things stupidly, it is important that if you want this to be successful for the players, the teams, and the game itself, you at least, get involved and give it a watch. And then, of course, from growth, we'll see if Blizzard be able to tweak it.
James,
one hopes.
What... In each region, you can skip Korea, North America and Europe. What numbers are needed and what numbers do you think they will have? Because I think this is a key part of
Daily
WCS.
broadcast? Just when
so
not
the online
qualifiers.
or offline.
They haven't even said if those qualifiers are going to be
It's the same tournament.
I would like the online section to at least be about 30,000, which is
You're asking a lot there, James.
Yeah.
And that's also what I want the offline to be, about 50,000.
And you're asking a lot there.
Yeah.
I think those numbers are really what they should go for, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow,
okay,
really?
Yeah.
But that's not going to happen, though.
I
Do
know
you
it's
think
not
they
gonna-
will reach it?
Well, what do you think,
It
Paul?
depends. I don't think so. No.
Half that.
Half that
I think-
on a daily
I think
basis.
we can't really say because for the first weeks, people might be like, "Whoa, let's go check out
There's
ESL
going to be
or
a
MLG
big
production."
buzz. It's almost kind of scary in some ways because it's going to start off with the online stuff, which is not going to have the same niceness as seeing 2 players sitting in the ESL studio playing.
I can never see those numbers for day 1, 2, 3.
No, well, I think
first
day
week.
one. I think the day
First
one
week.
numbers are going to be fucking 50K or something because everyone's tuning in to see what the hell this thing is going to look like.
This is down the line, a couple months down the line. What are we going to be expecting on a regular basis?
Then it's so important that people feel that, this is Blizzard, this is WCS, this is
how
something
many
new.
numbers did GSL have on day 1? When I was there,
Was
so
it 30?
I didn't see it.
25, 35?
Yeah,
All right,
I
well,
think so.
If that had 30, 35...
No, I think it was 26.
26.
No, I think it did hit at least 30
No, but it's,
plus
it
however
is-
many on the
Sean,
golden
you got to
stream,
think
of
it is
course.
better viewing time as well for Europe to watch the
Yeah,
European
exactly.
tournament and America
It's
to
a
watch
lot
the Americans.
Well,
Yeah.
it depends, doesn't it? Because they haven't announced the time. It depends on what time in Europe it is, because it might only capture the European audience, not the North American one, and vice versa.
Okay. Yeah, well, we will definitely be interested to follow that. So we'll wrap up WCS in terms of the prize distribution when it starts. We're going to move on to...
Oh wait!
talk
Also, I started a blog.
Oh my
Saw
God.
that.
I
You
started-
Tumblr.
I started a blog and I managed to, instead of actually
He's got
writing
a
my
Tumblr
own
now,
blog,
mate.
I had a pro gamer, North American pro gamer, send me his blog anonymously by WCS.
Can you?
And so I posted it on my blog. So
what is it?
It's like Adebisi.
I don't know.
Whatever.
You don't know where your blog is?
What?
You don't know the
what's
URL?
It's adebisimv.tumblr.com, I think.
Adebisi
Yeah, I think that's
MV
it.
in my initials.
MV
Someone in chat on
Tumblr.
this one.
and then Tumblr.
Yeah.
Okay, Adebisi MC Tumblr.
MV. V.
MV.
You find it?
I'm looking for it now.
Yeah, he's got it.
Is it?
Adebisi
It
MV.
was-
I
in the
think there's
chat.
a post here.
Oh, there. Just click that Reddit thing. That links to it.
Alright,
There
here
we go.
What is it?
There we go.
Ramifications
You on top of Reddit?
My first
Oh.
blog.
You didn't even write it. You're doing it right.
If anyone
mate.
else would like to write some blogs
So this was
for
written
me,
by a
feel free to tweet
This
me.
was written by a professional gamer in.
Yeah, this is someone who will be in the Premier League, I believe.
All right, let's take
North
guesses,
America.
guys.
I'm really
First
shocked
user.
that Polt was
Suppy.
actually so against the
Suppy.
region locking.
Yeah, well.
Ghost
So
user.
what?
I
Do you want
put it as
to
Ghost
sum
user,
it
yeah.
up quickly? For
I didn't read it. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I mean,
The chat saying QXC, Suppy, Sasquatch,
It could be Suppy, actually. That's
Combat
actually pretty
X.
likely.
Desro.
I think it's Suppy. I think it's Suppy because the tweet, and I was telling him, fucking write a post, do it. You know,
What was his
Alright.
tweet?
he was tweeting that he was very angry and he had a lot of thoughts, you know, pertaining to WCS.
It's anonymous,
so
guy.
it's got to be Suppy. Look at that smile. Suppy.
Anyway,
You can't bring a mystery into this studio, man. We find everything out.
all right, fine. It's actually Polt.
Oh, yeah.
Really upset with that.
all right. Anyway, we're moving on, right? WCS Korea continues is our next topic. What do you want to talk about in terms of WCS Korea? Obviously, we've spent a lot of time on WCS, so anything that you've got want to say?
It's kind of the topic of the week, though. Apart from DRG,
Yeah,
I believe DRG and MC both got
Let's
nailed.
just bring up the groups and take
Okay.
a quick
Yeah.
look at them and kind of say,
I got
well,
the
I mean,
groups.
MC going out
in chat.
is kind of a thing.
I really enjoyed
I
these
mean,
2
the
days.
games have.
You were in
Good.
bed,
I
sure.
mean,
you didn't
you-
watch
I
it.
would-
Look,
I woke
look at this guilty face. He wakes up past GSL. He doesn't
Yeah.
watch it. Look.
I watched half of it today.
Okay, half. You missed day 1.
No, I didn't miss day one. I watched day one. I missed like a day of Pro League. Sorry. Yeah, I missed EG finally winning in Pro League.
So
okay.
Europeans.
Are they running 2
you
games a
missed-
day?
This is it.
No, they're winning one group. There's 5 best of 3s.
So, like they did before.
It's always. It's
Yeah,
exactly
one
But
the
goes
same.
it's in a
It's the
slower
same
pace.
format.
The whole tournament
No,
is
it's exactly the
GSL's
same.
format, dude, across
Yeah,
every
it's
single
true.
region.
True, that's 2 games, but it's the same.
Same.
It's a
Yeah.
group per day.
Sorry.
Apology accepted.
All right, so go on then.
Group A was a fantastic group there, led by Roro, as you can see on screen, 2-0, 4-1 in match score. Really,
It's like the news, isn't it? It's like the weather report with Apollo at halftime.
Talk about something that was interesting instead of like reading the results.
DRG suiciding into
of course, had a
middle
really
lines.
good GSL last season and was expected to win his group here as well. He's one of the best Zerg players there is right now. Bomber, you may not believe me, but I did call these 2 going through. Crazy, bit disappointed in him, didn't play that well. Crater was very weird games back and forth with Bomber, but I'm happy they both went through. In that position too, because I wanted Roro first.
And what
Okay.
about Group B?
Group B.
Yoda
Group
took
B
a
was-
dump on Dongre Gu.
I expected Yoda to go through first place, just because he's been performing very well recently, and then Terran are performing well as well. I was really confused with the 3, who would go where. I didn't think Domregu would advance. I thought it would either be Flying or MC, and I was happy with Flying's performance today.
Anything more to say on
go.
the Korea Code?
I mean, the
WCS?
game, that last MC, no, not MC, the flying Dongre Gu game on Aquilon Waste
It was a
was
good
a good, entertaining game. And good game that was just kind of an example of, thank God, like fucking Broodlord Infester.
Yeah.
It's not like the go-to strategy anymore.
What was new? It was WCS, it was not GSL.
No, the
What's
broadcast feels exactly the same.
It's
like
I don't
if-
think it's emphasized that it's WCS enough.
if I wasn't like cognitively thinking like, WCS is going on and all this crazy shit is happening around that,
Yeah.
I just feel like it's GSL. Like it doesn't.
It really, I think that's the only thing that GOM are missing is just. I mean, they have signs here and there, and they mention WCS here and there, but it's not. Doesn't feel WCS. It just feels GSL.
Yeah.
I mean, Tasteless mentioned Code A and Code S. It's not that now. It's meant to be Premier and Challenger. It's just doesn't feel very special. It's
Okay.
still a great league, great games, but
Right.
Something's missing.
Well, we'll see what happens with Europe and America if they get the WCS field down, etc. So let's move on. EGTL bounce back in the ProLeague.
Woo!
Apparently they beat Wunjing Stars, as they like to be called.
Well done, James.
What had you say?
That was good.
Oh, okay. 4-3. And this is a lot of people are being like, yeah, go Coach Park, who's that like robot coach, right? And then, but they won a game. So
2 games in a row now.
2 games in a row
as well.
Yeah.
So they're actually performing really, really well.
I mean, they're 2-0 in this round. Both of the series were quite close. I was sleeping in, so I
may have missed them. But Pro League for EGTL, I think they were all down in spirits for a very long time. They were losing so often. Every 4 games they'd pick up a win or something. It was really bad ratio. They were on a 15 map loss streak. That's pretty big. That's like 4-0, 4-0, 4-0, and then they lost the one previously at 1 win of 4 losses. So really, really down in heart. There was emotional tweets from Huck. So that doesn't really change anything sometimes. There was emotional tweets from Stefano, and just the whole atmosphere was pretty crappy, even the team managers. But then, this one individual named Coach Park came in, and all of a sudden, he's made everyone smile. They're eating good food again. Jesus has arrived, and they won. They actually, so they were bottom when, round 4, started last week. And this is Coach Park's first game with them. And they played against Wunjing Stars, who were number 1, and with 16 wins, 5 losses or something. Really, really doing well. EG are bottom with like 8 wins and 14 losses or something like that. Maybe and they won. And then they were able to win again today.
Okay, really can I just add some parts into this? People are gonna, Hellspawn probably knows the shit, but still.
But still,
we still need the Hellspawn seal.
I think that this part, I wouldn't credit him everything, but coaches and team managers in Korea do matter compared to Westerners. It's just because they actually set up everything around the environment of the practice of getting input, getting like this player will help this player to improve this particular part when it's bad, and it's very calculated. I mean, so it's not about Flash playing 10 hours every day. It's about he has 19 other guys helping out to be the best, making him the fucking best he can be. And kid number 15 in the team, he wants to strive to become the next Flash. And I think all of this included is something that maybe EGTL starts to go with.
My
and
favorite,
also, I would say to add another. We can talk about this first.
Yeah, go ahead. I mean, I thought you were going to continue with the way you were going.
Everyone's so nice on today's show.
I had some other parts.
I'm happy Hellspawn's back.
Normally we just shout over each other and beat each other up in the breaks like Vikings. What's going on? Get your hand off him.
Did you ever watch the Yellow Goes Pro in Gone?
And I watched most of them. Now they're coming back. I watched
it wasn't a good series, but you could actually see the wind using Brood War training techniques. The whiteboard comes out. This is what you're doing here in this hour. This is what you're doing, and that's what it's like there. And like you said, they do make lesser players if they're a part of the team or they just want to be in the team.
Useful for the whole team.
Just this guy do this strategy over and over and over and over until Flash realizes what to do, and just stuff like this, which is a big difference. I don't think the EGTL are using that intense. I think
probably not yet.
They will. They probably have a schedule by Coach Park.
I think actually they could still even use more players.
I agree.
Like 2-3 more, especially with probably losing some because of WCS.
The way it worked in Brood War is that you had the A team and a B team. B teamers didn't get paid, but they were allowed to stay in the house and eat in the house. They didn't get any
practice
paid.
partners.
Of course, they become the practice partners.
But also practice partners that were offline want to get into the house.
Yeah, so there's like different layers of the team, and it was a really big team. EGTL, I don't think, has that depth. I think they are practicing in between themselves a lot. Huck actually tweeted today, which he deleted, saying the ace match today, Hero played versus Hero again for the rematch, and Huck tweeted saying, okay, now it's time to use that build. And that's something that's obviously been brought in through practice within the house. He then deleted it, which I thought was kind of weird. I don't know why you delete that.
Coach Bauer was like, what?
Don't you tweet our tactics?
Don't mention build.
Don't mention we
Yeah,
don't use
figure
a
it out.
build in this game.
And you can see that the mentality for foreigners in usual tournaments outside of Korea is always go in, use your most solid strategy. This is what you practice over and over and just go for it. But this was a more adapted strategy for the players playing against, and stuff like this improves a league system. And I guess that's what Blizzard want as well for WCS.
Yeah,
Okay.
one sec. My favorite initiative of Coach Park is that when he first joined, he said, okay, sorry fans, the streaming hours, there's going to be a lot less, and it will only be, I think it's like actually, it might be 3 hours, I think it's just 2. And now he's got the players that are in Pro League only streaming their off race. And so it's funny because Jadon gets like fucking 500,
I hadn't
1,000
followed
viewers.
that.
Yeah, so like Hero, Revival, Jadong, JYP,
Like Jadong's
all
playing
streaming at
Protoss,
once,
and
but they're all playing different races. So
I have a really important question. It's semi-related to esports, right?
Have you got a mic?
No, because they took all my microphones. I don't have
Okay.
a mic. Oh, I can't reach it. Yeah, it's
Lean
fine, I can read it
tracks.
now. It's good, I got it. What if actually North Korea attacks South Korea? No, like for real.
Tomorrow.
It could actually
Tomorrow.
happen.
thanks, Trans.
I know
it
they're going
tomorrow?
to launch a rocket tomorrow, but that
Yeah.
doesn't matter. Like, what if it actually happens?
Yeah.
How will this actually impact the whole thing going
The
South
European
Korea?
scene becomes number one.
It's a serious question, man. Think about
Just don't give the guy a mic
let
again.
me
Well-
see. I see it like this. Someone goes in and snipes this
we
dictator, and then they send nukes all over the place, and like billions die, and then we're like, okay, let's play Starcraft.
Hey guys, what happens if one of our fans
Right.
drives a bomb into the house? What happens next?
People die.
The whole thing in Korea. Like,
They die. They
No,
die.
How will it affect them like a conflict?
Well, it depends if they're dead.
I think that would be a big setback for WCS Korea.
I
I
don't
think that's
think-
maybe why so many people are trying to play in North America and Europe.
Like more things is Blizzard coins and nukes North Korea. Like,
Anyway,
fuckers.
so we were just wrapping up the story of EGTL bouncing back, beating Wojing Stars that were number 1 in the group of the overall standings. So well done EGTL and also
CJ
Coach
today.
Park. We're going to be moving on in StarCraft 2. And don't forget, by the way, in
I want to
StarCraft,
add
Hold
one
on,
thing.
hold on.
Oh, James.
Christian
Starcraft segment.
has something to add.
Yeah, but-
we've got lots more StarCraft.
yeah, I know,
guys,
but
seriously.
it's like very quick. I just
It's never very.
us and Alive so far has done better than I thought, and I would
Exactly.
just say that X Garfield goes to Sam Matthews and Karn. Like, thank you so much for paying for these guys so they could develop into stars, and now they're performing really good. Thank you.
Well done, Hellspawn. Close that up.
All right.
Right, well done. So we're moving on to more business side now, like some sponsor stuff. So Kingston HyperX are now sponsoring LGIM. I see Kingston HyperX everywhere these days. They seem to be sponsoring a lot of teams, and even they're on your StarCraft tournament,
Yep.
the DreamHack Open. And you can bring up a website here. It's Incredible Miracle, and yeah, you can see that there's a Kingston HyperX. So what is this? I mean, what of the is this worth talking about in depth for any of you
No.
guys? What do you want to say
I think
about
it's
it?
the Korean department, so
Yeah.
Well, Mike, anything you want to say about just how LGIM are doing with sponsors or
No, they're
Kingston
doing good.
HyperX? Okay.
These players are looking handsome in these photos. Good gosh, look at that.
Always a company with you.
And look at that. Look how
I
good he
like
looks.
that
Look
slogan.
at Nesty. Just look how he doesn't give a fuck.
Why is it called Superflower, but it's got a butterfly?
Look at that.
That's always the picture of Nesty they use for
Money.
everything.
Why am I here?
But they announce a lot of sponsors quite quickly. LGIM, is that?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
they've
they
been
got
like
a lot.
announcing one every
Well,
week.
they had that.
almost.
If you remember back, they had that Team Liquid post by their coach not so long ago.
Yeah.
Help us, please.
Yeah.
that was their main coach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's like their owner of the team.
Anyway,
Yeah, he is.
Like he's the.
so well done, LGIM and Kingston HyperX. Have fun together. Moving on, DreamHack reveals full player list for DreamHack Open Stockholm. We can bring it up as well. There's just lots of names. So, but basically, how do you guys feel about the tournament in terms of the player pool? Anybody that you really want to mention that is exciting to be in Stockholm, and anyone local to Stockholm or in Sweden should be traveling up to see?
I'll let you go.
I'll go first. All right. Well, for me, I think Gumiho is a player that I've wanted to see in a foreign event for well over a year now. So I'm pumped to see him. I'm pumped to see Coca playing again. I hope he's been playing a lot because I think he was one of the, in terms of raw talent, one of the very best players. But as a whole, I'm just pumped to see such a good player pool because it's not only there's 17 Koreans, but then we've got pretty much every single big name foreigner I can think of. Like,
Yeah.
I can't think of one foreigner who I'm like, fuck.
Idri's not
if
coming.
Yeah, well, he's just streaming. He's too busy making Razor.
He makes more money if he stays home and streams.
No, well,
than-
it's not.
Nah, I
he
don't
makes
know.
more money. That's his job. His job is to stream a certain amount of hours. So, EG keeps him make videos.
One day he's gonna.
So
come
don't
back.
give Dreamhack those viewers. Give us those viewers.
One day.
Okay, so yeah, it's 96 players, a great player pool. And if we got it here, obviously I'm not going to just go.
These are the
through
new
reading.
announcements, right? So,
yeah,
I mean,
these are
big
the
names.
latest.
Center's debut. Polt coming over is really good. Puzzle Coca.
I think this is. I've complained at Hellspawn for many a DreamHack tournament now, saying that the biggest weakness of DreamHack is that it doesn't have the biggest player skill level. Yeah, it's got the stories. Yeah, it's got the production. It's obviously got the talent. But when it comes to players, I've always felt that it's just missing those big games that make StarCraft 2. And for the first time, 17 good Koreans are going to be there. And it's going to be a big tournament. And there's already a lot of hype around it. There's Reddit threads every now and then. There's your teaser video that you made today as well.
The funny thing about the teaser video, I felt really sad for Forzone because he's been hyped up.
Yeah,
Like, the whole
yeah.
teaser video was like,
Yeah.
King of the North. And he's thinking to himself, fuck, look at the player list.
17 Koreans!
Yeah,
There was only 4 last
it's like,
time!
Fuck, I lost
it's
the
like
killer
way to go
MLG.
and build a man up in front of the Swedish crowd, you assholes, DreamHack.
Yeah, that is
Doing
true,
you.
actually.
No, but I mean, it's a lot of the returning champions for it.
Yeah.
It's a lot of Koreans, like you said. I think, like Gumio that talked about, one cool thing is that this was the tournament that he wanted to go to. So like more Linok is tagging along because he's been all over the place.
Yeah.
so that's really cool. I didn't expect us to have such a stacked tournament. However, last Stockholm I think was almost the best lineup for last year. So I think it's going to be a really kick-ass tournament for sure. I'm sorry that some players couldn't get a spot because we expanded from 64 to 96 and we already filled out more or less
I
at that
believe
point.
sort of is coming back or something. Who
No,
is
he
it?
can't make it.
Well, no, he's coming back to Europe for
Europe, he's-
WCS, but
he's
now
not-
because
yeah.
He's
WCS
not
was
gonna
so
be at
short
Stockholm.
notice,
So-
all of a sudden he's like, "Hey, DreamHack, can I play in your tournament?"
Yeah,
and they're like,
it's like,
"Oh, there's a waiting list of
Sorry.
50 players."
And
or
also
something.
like that some of the teams, like, they've sent 5 or 7 players, some of the big teams like Liquid or EG, but also some like Swedish team property. Like a lot of people don't send 1 or 2 players, they actually send more, and that's something that I have liked because if you
Bunk
send
bed.
one team of Counter-Strike
Bunk beds.
players, like 5 guys, they can perform good and get the exposure.
Yeah.
If you
Yeah.
send 5 Starcraft player, they probably get like even more exposure. So it's worth sending more guys, I think at least. So I'm glad to see that.
I guess
Okay.
one of the big things to look at the playlist is Naniwar and Thorzane both be there, which
You know
has
what
always
actually
had a lot of
surprises me a
rivalry.
lot about this player list?
What?
There's not one player from Axiom.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Oh, actually, I know the reason. Wait. Yes, I know
Because
the
I
reason.
remember Jenna Bain tweeting one time, it's like, ooh, I'm going to learn from Liquid. And because, last year it was really EG and Liquid sending all their players to
I know
DreamHack.
the answer.
Okay.
I can say I have a good relationship with Bane, so I talk with him.
Speaking
Why
about,
didn't they send any players?
On the top of my head, I don't remember, to be honest, but I can of course double check it. But I hope they will send it. Like I think DreamHack is open for everybody, and we don't support anyone without having just a kick-ass
are
event.
you asking to be spoken to?
Yes, I know the answer. I've been waiting to say.
Yeah, go on then.
They're not coming because they want to focus on GSTL.
Okay.
That's actually the actual answer.
All right.
They don't want to come to foreign tournament because GSTL, their next games are coming up soon. That's the honest answer
And they're
from
actually winning in that somehow.
players
so.
Okay,
themselves.
so we'll leave it at that. So just to wrap up the DreamHack conversation, no, I'm dying to get through the StarCraft 2 segment with some reasonable amount of time. We have to do
One
call-ins.
question.
I don't
What's
know.
up, Semmler?
I let them speak already.
Big
On
Daddy
then.
Summer's got something to say. Let the man
No.
speak.
Go on.
just like to see what kind of, if you can speak about them at all, but are any changes being made to address the lack of exposure for players earlier on in the tournament? Seeing as how players' exposure for their sponsors, exposure for their teams doesn't really start until they get into the higher ends of the brackets.
That's a great question.
there
I guess we're
anything
going to
that-
have to watch and find out. So when is the event
No,
going?
I just want
So-
because it is a concern with the teams and it's a concern with the organizers. So I'd just like to see if Hellspawn can say anything about that, like the format and how you guys are going to run it.
Yeah. I think
Now that I've got you here, Hellspawn.
I mean, we had Apollo and Mike over at the DreamHack office yesterday, and I think the first part I said was that we had 3 parts, but I only remember 2 of those now. Like one is that cut the downtime, like less spinning logos, less schedules. Even though we maybe announced the time, we want to improve that part. Number 2 is the day 1 broadcast overall.
Yeah.
Last year it was a lot about having the first day with a lot of games and day 2 with a big show. That's gonna still be that, but we want to improve day 1.
All right. So to wrap up DreamHack, then Hellspawn. How much prize money? When does it start?
It's 175,000 Swedish crowns. It starts 26th of April, and you should go to Dreamhack Stockholm in Globen X.
All right. So
Fucking
26th
kick-ass tournament.
26th of this month.
Get
Huge
your
tournament.
ticket now.
Huge players.
There you go. There's the plug.
And Robert, send over the money. We promoted your event. All right, then. So some player contracts have been renewed. First and foremost is Bling from Team Dignitas is renewed with Team Dignitas. I don't really know many details about it, but he's not doing great, but he's one of the better UK players. But I don't know.
Is he?
Where would he go if he left Dignitas? Is the answer
Exactly.
to why he's
Rehab,
again.
probably.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So
Okay, so Bling's extending with Team Dignitas, and also Crank is now extending with Axiom, and that was
Wasn't
a 6-month contract though. That's why it came up quite quickly. Yeah,
Didn't they create the team because of like Crank?
yeah, but they gave him a 6-month contract. Now he has a year contract.
Cool.
So
he got a
Crank
raise.
is
and
locked
you got a
in.
raise without knowing it. Did you see this? Did you see the
Axiom.
picture?
No, I don't.
So it was like basically it was a Skype convo between them, and Jenna said, "Have you signed the contract?" He said, "Yes, yeah, I signed it." And she's like, "So you're okay with your raise then?" Question mark. He's like, "What? What raise?" She's like, "I guess you didn't read your contract then, like every other player."
Yeah, so
Was that on Reddit or what?
It was on
was on
Facebook
Reddit,
and
yeah.
Reddit. Like, it was everywhere. She posted it on Twitter.
She thought it was cute.
Oh yeah, because she gave her
It is
favorite player a
cute.
raise.
And a teddy bear.
yeah,
Money,
but
money, money,
but
money,
Crank
money.
has to do special things when on tour. So
Maybe that's the real reason he's not going to
your money's being well spent, Total Biscuit.
That's a $500 extra ticket there. James, you gotta get his face. He's laughing his head off. Trans.
Oh, I
Trans,
just
get off your-
realised
You're so bad.
how I have nothing against like Total Biscuit or anything, but somehow it just these things keep coming out of my mouth. It's like I don't know what it is. I'll work on it.
No control.
Anyway, moving on. Na'Vi announces a Starcraft 2 roster. Apparently, is it the FXO?
Yeah,
European
FXO
team?
Europe is
We
now...
can bring it up on my screen.
So there you go. They've got Baby Knight, probably the biggest name, but then they've also got Minato, who's like a new player. Happy Zerg used to be... He was like the one player on Na'Vi way back in the day, and then they were like, fuck StarCraft 2, but now he's back on it again. And Straylock, who's kind of been pretty quiet.
He hasn't
So-
done anything in ages.
Straylock's from
He's very
Uganda.
motivated now. He said on Twitter today.
The amount of times he said that, and you know, in all honesty,
Do you remember when
do you
he
remember?
started?
Yes, I do remember when he started.
What was
that.
it called?
It
He had
was
a
it was a
good name.
stream. It was like I don't know. It was basically motivation with
Straylock
Strelok.
something.
And then
Yeah.
he would stream every day at this time until this time. He would play 10 hours a day, and it lasted a week. When it was meant to last like forever. He has motivation issues, like many.
You know what would have made
players.
this announcement really cool? Is if they also picked up Demago when they announced it. That would have been cool.
Do you reckon Demago will go there?
Where is he playing?
No,
No,
He hasn't got a
he
team.
doesn't have a team right now.
he's
All
not
right.
going to DreamHack, is he? No.
I think that I mean now we had a team before, but it was really weak. It was like in the fall of 2011 or something like that. And I thought that Zero Gravity talked so long going into StarCraft, and I thought like, okay, they're gonna sign Dimaga, Whiterah, Strelok, and who was some Ukraine
Bly,
player.
maybe?
Yeah, maybe
Happy.
Bly or I don't know.
There's a bunch of
Cass, of course. And then didn't really happen. I think that didn't really happen. I think it was just too expensive compared to a Counter-Strike and Dota team to sign all those players. And now, I mean, it's cool to having Navi there, but it feels like, isn't it like a little bit late and maybe not-
WCS baby.
yeah, and maybe not the strongest, but I mean, Lowly did really great at WCS Europe.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
like maybe his biggest achievement, I guess.
Yeah, it is.
And Baby Knight's it's strong. I can just say it like that.
Yeah.
But I don't know why FXO released this and like their plans. I always thought this European part, or it was called FXO Inbao before, right?
Yeah, well, it
It's
started
been
off
a little bit
as
strange for
the
me.
Gold of Imbalance, and then it became FXO Imba, and it's always kind of been changing and kind of hovering. I mean, the whole non-Korean sections of FXO have always been kind of like, Huh. Interesting. But but it's good. It's cool.
Okay,
I
so
like Na'Vi.
yeah, basically Na'Vi getting to StarCraft 2. I'm sure this was also a bit of influence from WCS.
I wonder.
I think it's. I think it,
maybe
I
a
think
bit.
it is.
Surprise, yeah.
Like not from Blizzard themselves, but Na'Vi looking at it and going like, yeah, we should get involved in the European, qualifiers for this because it's great exposure. Na'Vi have had like great champions across Counter-Strike and Dota 2, so we'll see what they can do in StarCraft with their lineup. So moving on, and actually we're going to be doing some call-ins. I did a Reddit thread.
Oh, you
so
did. Wow.
I'm going to be organising that in just a moment. So we're going to have questions directed at us about some topics. The big topic was obviously
Have you done this
WCS.
before? Is it the first time you've had
First
call-ins
time.
from?
First time.
It's StarCraft related only.
Yes, no, it's StarCraft related.
This is
Are you
the
gonna-
StarCraft segment, so nothing.
yeah. Well, I thought that WCS was the big talking point, so I wanted to see if we could introduce some community
Anyway,
questions around
are we
WCS.
going right into call-ins
Anyway,
now, or what's next?
Boxer promoted from head coach to director of SK Telecom.
What
Good
does
job.
that mean?
Pay rise.
Money, money, money.
Okay, you happy?
They wanted his stellar leadership. So,
I mean, he'll still do coaching, of course, but it'll just be with more businessy. I don't know. Pay rise.
I don't know what to think about Slayer's Boxer anymore. With he created Slayers, got Intel, Razer, everything looked great. Went down, he went down, he went down. He went to SKT1 again, which he created from the beginning. I don't know.
Are you questioning the Emperor?
I don't feel him as being as hot as I followed him before.
Yeah,
Okay.
Hellspawn, you can't see passion if it slapped you in the face.
All right. So we happy with rounding that one up, the Boxer?
Yeah, let's get some call-in. Hopefully someone
okay.
trolls us pretty hard.
Yeah, there's a
Or
Reddit
use their
thread,
microphone,
but-
leave
yeah.
the stream on.
There was a Reddit thread where we want to do this, and I told you how on reddit.com/r/thegoodstudio you have to PM my account on Reddit, which is
Everybody's against me
2GD,
now.
and drop your Skype ID, and then we're going to contact you, and then you have a question, and you direct it towards somebody about some of the stuff we've talked about on StarCraft. So I've already checked on Reddit and got some stuff, some people that want to talk. And I've actually been able to add.
You know what I'd love to have? I'd love to have like an ongoing poll during the call, so people could say like, "How do you rate this call?" You know?
yeah, you can do it.
All right. So this
I don't
person
really feeling heartless.
that
has
well.
This is a funny
accepted me.
gif. Look at this in chat. Show me again. It's really funny. Oh,
Wait a second, guys. I've got to do my radio stuff.
Sorry, we're looking at gifs from the chat. There was one that just came up with me and Hellspawn. It was fast.
Wait, guys. Welcome to the good show. What's your name? Where'd you come from?
It's Jesse from Finland. Just calling in.
Okay. You have a question about StarCraft stuff, and if you do, who's it directed to?
It's directed to Apollo.
Oh, hello.
Just like, what are you going to be doing for WCS?
Good question.
Good question.
Well, you've seen the start dates, and they start really, really soon. And they actually start too soon for me to get involved immediately, because, of course, Dreamhack is coming up, and that's where I'm preparing for notes and so on. But I do want to be involved with WCS. I'm not just sure when my involvement will take place. But it will be soonish, I suppose.
So does that?
So the golden boy of Dreamhack is not getting involved because ESL?
Sorry, what was that
Wait, say
again?
So the golden boy of Dreamhack is not getting involved because of ESL?
No, I'm not getting involved immediately because I need to keep up the preparation ready to make sure that DreamHack's a good tournament. For anybody that's seen, my commentary, I always do a lot of prep before it starts. And that's the main reason.
Are you happy with your answer, Jesse?
Yep.
Thank you, Jesse.
Golden boy. Yeah, I like that.
I am your golden boy.
Agreed.
Robert loves to buy me gold.
He was a bit cheeky. Right, so adding some more people. Let's see if this person.
I think we're going to
is
get a
gonna
troll
answer.
question soon. And it's going to be directed at...
Just make sure.
Semmler.
You have to be quiet so we know when they're going to answer,
Sorry.
right? Because
Oh,
I need to do
God.
my introduction radio host stuff. Right. Hello, welcome to the Good Show. Is anyone there?
Yeah, of course.
All right. Hi. Hello. What's your name and where'd you come from?
Hey, I'm Tom. I'm from Belgium.
Hey, Tom from Belgium.
Hello, Tom.
Yeah. We were talking about obviously Starcraft stuff. So you have a question. What's your question and who's it to?
Well, it's actually directed to Adebisi and Apollo, as well a bit to Hellspawn. The point system of the point system of WCS hasn't been announced yet, and with this point system, they can actually fuck over tournaments. Really, if they don't give any points to certain tournaments, like Dreamhack, they can force less attendance to those tournaments. So, what's your thought about that?
I mean, to a certain extent, yes, but surely prize money is still going to be a factor, especially considering we spoke about, the top 32 only getting $300. I don't know. Let's think of a tournament which isn't or may not be included in the prize pool. Something smaller.
Iron Squid, Lone Star Clash. Those are the ones that I think are going to be. I mean, the thing is,
like smaller tournaments.
It's like if Dreamhack didn't give a reasonable amount of points, then it's like,
would people still go?
Of course,
I don't think Blizzard would do that because they just come off like such gigantic assholes that that's something I'm not too worried about, I feel. I mean, Hellspawn is obviously more directly involved, but maybe he's going to give the fluff answer here.
Yeah,
are you fluffing?
I have some insight of it, of course, but what I would say is that I think the problem would be, like, let's say one tournament have like double or 10 times the points of another tournament. Then you would say, okay, same prize money, I can go to this, get a lot of WCS points, and go to this and maybe don't get any or very little. I think that could be the only problem, but as long as more or less all the major tournaments are on the same level, I don't see really a problem with it, because, I mean, people went to Dreamhacks or MLGs or IEMs or Iron Squids or whatever before WCS, probably will go after WCS if they can make it.
I'm actually really curious because in some ways, if, we talked a lot about the region lock stuff, if there's 8 Koreans in North America, a bunch in, like, the points actually only matter for going to BlizzCon. So when August rolls around, there's going to be a lot of players who are just like, I'm not going to BlizzCon. WCS points mean nothing to me other than, like, reputation. So I think we just have to wait and see how all of this plays out.
All right. So, Tom, how does that answer your question, or do you have anything else that you want to follow up on their point?
I actually have another question for you, James.
Okay.
Ooh, here we go.
So, ever since you got hit with a bottle at an after party at Dreamhack,
Stop, Tom.
there's been like a decrease in your mental capabilities, and last week you forgot that you even did full of steam the day after you did it. So, do we have to fear for your sanity at a certain point?
Wait. Where the fuck is this voice coming from? Can you guys hear that, or is that in my head?
What?
There it is.
Like, this guy, if you come to Dreamhack, I'll treat you a lot of beers or, I don't know, t-shirts. Because you rule, Tom. You rule.
Dude, I already went to Dreamhack and I saw you and you didn't even buy me a beer.
I didn't know, man. I didn't know.
I didn't
know. You're wrong.
Tom, I'm old.
You're solid.
I'm old, Tom. All right, give me a break. And I'm still doing slightly better than Charlie Sheen. Okay.
Cocaine.
All right. Thank you, Tom, for calling in.
Oh, he's
right,
solid, that guy.
We'll do one more.
He's a part of the So Solid crew.
Okay, so let's see if we got another person.
These are quite fun, actually. You should do this more often.
Yeah, all right. Might make this the last. Right.
Good callers.
Yeah. All right. I'm gonna do last one.
I think the quality might degrade after a couple of weeks.
We got 7 minutes until we go into. So let's just take one more. So. Hello.
Hi.
Oh my God! It's a girl. On what?
They exist.
We didn't think women watched the show, but anyway, welcome to the good show. What's your name? Where'd you come from?
My name is Linda Reje, and I'm from Sweden.
Okay, it's good we got your full name because we can stalk you on Facebook later. Well done. What's your question and who's it to?
It's not for any one of you, actually. It's for my boyfriend who's in the living room.
Okay. And what's the question?
Well, I won't ask it until he gets in here.
Is he watching the show?
I hope so.
Is the bath run?
What?
Do you know he's watching?
Yeah, I told him to watch.
Oh.
So
What happens if he's not watching?
What's going on
yeah,
here?
that's the question, right?
Is he here yet?
No.
Go to the room.
Go to the room, man.
You can shout him.
What's his name?
What?
What's his name?
His name is Niklas. Sev.
Okay. How long have you been together?
9 months.
Okay. And he's a fan of the...
We've been together 6 months. We met 9 months ago.
Okay. And he's a fan of The Good Show?
Yes, he is.
Okay.
Yes.
Is he making his way to the room? Or has he...
I don't know.
This is so exciting.
Bring him in. Go get him. Is it Linda?
Yeah, going to get him. Yes. I'll be right back.
Okay. Well, we'll see how this works out. If everything goes really bad here, by the way, Semmler will marry her, as far as we know. Clearly.
This is a
This is
slow
the studio
one.
first.
So getting off the show. What the fuck are we doing?
It's exciting, but I'm not sure what's going on.
I'm not.
No.
I'm kind of confused, James. I'm really confused, James.
I think.
Is she? Hello?
Hi.
Is this Linda again?
Yes. And I have my boyfriend here with me now.
Okay, so you are live in front of like 6,000 people. 7,000 people. And Linda, we asked for call-ins for questions for the show. You haven't got a question for us at the show, but what's your question?
My question is for my boyfriend here.
Oh.
Vill du gifta dig med mig?
Ja.
Is
Det vill jag.
Hellspawn, translate.
Translate, man!
Hellspawn, what are you doing?
We want to know. Was it a yes, Linda?
It was a yes, and the question was.
What was the bloody question?
She said, will you marry?
Yes.
Yeah, so Linda, can I speak to your boyfriend?
Yeah, he's here.
Yep.
Hiya. Your girlfriend, by the way, just asked you to marry her on an internet talk show.
Yeah.
So she's definitely a keeper because obviously she loves you for who you are, but obviously she's got also low expectations, which I think you're set there. But what's your name? Nicholas. I guess she knew you watched the show. So do you watch the show? Were you watching?
Well, I had muted since my roommate started watching.
Well, I'm glad Linda went and got you. But congratulations, Nicholas and Linda, and I hope that you have this to look at in the future.
Obviously.
For whatever reason. But I'll tell you what, we're going to dedicate the show to you, okay?
Oh, well, thank you.
So this show is now dedicated to you, Nicholas and Linda. And congratulations.
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 And we're all coming to the wedding, and we want lots of bridesmaids.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, there will be bridesmaids.
We will.
Yes. All right. Well, thank you so much, guys. And I've got you on Skype now, actually. So if you've got a webcam or something, if you want to leave it on a little bit later.
Okay.
Well, it'd be great for me, but okay, maybe guys, we'll just let you go. Okay, congratulations to Nicholas and Linda. Have a great evening.
Thank you.
Bye.
Okay, we reached a new level. I can just say that we reached a new level, guys. A new
People
level.
just got married. Well, not married, but proposed. Engaged. Yeah.
Wow.
But she is a keeper for sure.
She's a keeper.
Yeah, man. She sounds nice. And I've got her on Skype. No, wait. No. Nicholas, you're a nice guy. It's okay. Leave it how it is.
Well, wow.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And you know the best part of it, the worst part of it all, though. The best part and the worst part is we're still single.
We're all single.
But there are bridesmaids.
Oh wait, Trance isn't single. He's the only one that isn't.
Trance, when are you gonna start having children?
Trance, when are you getting married?
Shut up! I'm definitely not gonna sit on the show with you guys.
Shut up!
I think Trance is way overdue for a marriage.
I think the good studio should produce the wedding.
Let me see if I've got.
Get Connie on Skype.
I'm gonna
Multitask.
I'm gonna see if I've got Connie on Skype.
Yeah.
Gonna ring her up.
Trance has something to ask you.
I like it. Now
Get
it's like
2 Big Macs, please.
call the guy.
2 Big Macs.
Right now, people want me to call Zoe and ask.
Oh!
Look,
Call
we're not
Zoe!
double wedding, save on price. Be like Zoe.
Call
This
Zoe.
lovely couple that watched the show, Linda and Nicholas. You know, they're getting married. We could probably just sneak in and take the, bundle deal. I don't think that's going to happen.
Cool.
Anyway, yeah, congratulations, Nicholas and Linda. And yes, we will now dedicate the show to you. So we're going to go to a commercial break. When we go to commercial break, Trance, we want happy music. I think you need to find happy music. No, happy music.
Wedding music.
Like Love is in the Air. Just put love
Some
is
love
in,
music.
put
Come on, Trance.
love is in the air. Search for love is in the air. And a little congratulations. And I think
Some
maybe
hearts.
Linda is Linda, and Nicholas is the Swedish spelling, which is Niklas. There you go.
Could be. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I feel more lonely than I did before now.
it in my fingers.
You got Semmler?
You got happy music?
I feel it in my toes.
Semmler, where were you going there for a while when Linda was going?
Get the fuck off that fucking Statman.
Wow.
Semmler's just scared if any girl gets on the show where there's a phone call conversation. It's gonna go down through the generations of Semlers to come. The kids just won't know how to handle it either. But it's built into his DNA. Are you ready, Trance?
They're creeping out.
What's going on now?
Oh, we're waiting for happy music before we go to break.
How can it take?
I don't know what he's doing.
That's really funny.
Just getting mad.
Like I said,
All right, okay, so here we go. We're going to commercial break. Linda and
People in
Nicholas,
the
this
chat
is for
are
you.
saying too.
And everyone else, we'll see you after the break. Congratulations.